Thing we're going to do is we're going to make a list of items as we go through the house that need attention. The items that we've already noted is to pull the drywall tags and paint tags, which is standard for all homes at this point. And also final cleans, day of or day before closing, we will re-clean the house, re-power wash all the flat work, and re-clean all the windows.
Awesome.
All right, so also today we'll be signing just, it says waiver, but really it's just stating that the landscaping was installed at closing. All right, the buyer will. So some paperwork that we have to go over. First thing is Massey is the company that does our pre-treatment that we spray on the framing before we sheetrock the house. It's something that keeps the termites and bugs away. And then also they are offering to do a free one-time pest service and a one-time mosquito service if you want those services. All you have to do is call them, request them. They're a good company that we do work with, and so we recommend them if you need any type of pest control.
Awesome.
We don't do any pest control on the homes because we don't know what people are allergic to and that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So we don't do anything like that. So congratulations, thank you for buying the home. So as you know, nowadays you get surveyed for everything. So we will send you a survey shortly after closing that will give you an opportunity to grade my performance and sales and other departments. Hopefully we've all achieved tens on those grades.
All right.
We used to send out a mid-year and a year-end, but we don't do those anymore. So it's just the one survey at the beginning.
Okay.
Customer service, there's two ways that we handle customer service. The first way is for the first 30 days after closing, I will assist you with warranty if you need that. All you have to do is retain my phone number, call me. Even if you have like a tenant living here, call me and I'll go over there and help them.
Okay.
Whatever they need. If for some reason it's something I can just fix for you, I'll fix it. If we need a plumber, I'll help schedule the plumber, those kind of things.
So you're in this community as well?
So I am, just to be real honest, I'm in the process of transferring to our brand new subdivision. We're starting in Georgetown, called the Heights at San Gabriel.
Yeah.
Bigger homes, and I'm the senior builder, so I'm being moved over there.
Okay.
Next week I'll be 6 years with Century Communities.
Congratulations, James.
34 years of building in Austin.
Wow.
I'm an old man. So, customer service, like I said, I'll make sure y'all have my phone numbers and I can assist y'all. But after 30 days, you would go to our website, Century Communities, look for the customer service tab, click on that, and it'll guide you through the process. It's really easy. Usually we'll respond to those requests within 24 hours. Safety first. This is especially for people that have children. They'll see a pile of dirt down the street and they want to go jump in it and play in it. Well, it could be nails or glass. We don't know. So we tell everybody, please don't allow your children to be playing on job sites and those kind of general safety rules. Sprinkler systems. These are some detailed information about the sprinkler system. I'll go over that with you a little bit when we go to the garage also. It's kind of self-explanatory, but you can also Google that. There's some directions on the unit also. And then the last thing is so when you close, you'll get a set of keys. You'll want to take one of those keys. They'll all be the same key. But you'll take one and put it in every lock. Front door, back door, garage door. And if you work it once or twice, it automatically rekeys the lock.
All right.
So then you don't have to worry about rekeying that lock. All right. So obviously all this is going to be for you. You can take it with you. We can leave it here in a drawer, whatever is convenient for you.
Yes, sir.
And then this here, so Sherwin-Williams supplies all the paint for all of our homes. So what they do is they have a coupon here that you can call their local office, take this coupon, and they'll give you a free gallon of interior or exterior paint.
Nice.
That does expire after a year after closing. And also the paint is water-based paint, so you would want to store that somewhere inside because in the garage it could freeze during the winter and
Or
then it would be no
evaporate.
good.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's our paperwork, and now we're just going to kind of cruise through the house. I have it kind of like a little song and dance thing, you know? So I'll do my little performance for you. So kitchen, obviously, is faucet's going to be hot and cold. This pulls out. This is what we call a vegetable sprayer. There's a little button at the top, and you'll notice if you push that, the pressure gets a little higher.
Oh, okay.
So, and then it'll reset. There is stoppers for these. I hide them in the drawer because for some reason they will disappear. There is some paperwork for registering appliance warranties. So the warranty for the appliance would go through Whirlpool. And we provided a sticker here with, near the bottom has Whirlpool's number, but it also has the electrician, AC company, plumbing company, the gas company, and electrical company.
Nice.
So for warranty, if you had an issue with plumbing, you could call them directly, schedule an appointment, then let us know what's going on and that kind of thing.
All right.
Calling them directly, giving them a closing date, kind of speeds up the process, get you on schedule quicker.
Great.
So underneath the sink, there's going to be a switch for the garbage disposal. Hide that away. I've turned the dishwasher on. You can see we've been running that, and everything is functioning. So I'm going to hit the X here. So let's turn it off. So it's going to drain down. But I just wanted to show you, to turn it on, you would hit the start button 2 times to turn the thing on.
Okay.
Also, something that, do you have renters scheduled to come in yet? Or is this going to be a rental property, I'm assuming?
A what?
A rental property?
No.
They're coming?
The owners are coming from Washington.
All right, so when they get here, this is a lot of information. If they have any questions, they can certainly call me.
Yes.
But even if I've transferred, we have other people here.
Okay.
And I'm only going to be 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
So if they have any questions or concerns, I'll always be here to help them in the transition.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, so back in this area, so all your shelves are adjustable. You can pull the pins and change the height of those shelves.
So there's no underlights there.
Yeah, no under counter lights. So we do have the light here, obviously, and then the vent. So when you turn the vent on for the stove, it actually goes out, is taken to the exterior. So they recommend when you're cooking or even like boiling water, you should have the fan on.
Yeah.
So for your stove, it's real simple to push in, hit to the pilot light, and then set it to what setting you want. Underneath here, you look underneath that very bottom shelf, there's a little gas line, and it's got a little red knob on it. If you were to turn that knob sideways, then that turns the gas off to the stove.
Okay.
So coming over here, we have a pantry. So we do a different paint in the pantry. So the walls are a flat paint. Inside is a semi-gloss.
Okay.
So you could take a wet rag and clean those walls and shelves. Here you would not want to take a wet rag, so you would use paint touch-up if you had a mar or situation. Refrigerator is in. Something I always like to explain to everybody because it throws them off a little bit. So these don't get shelves. That's meant so you can adjust the height of them, so it's not missing the shelf.
Because sometimes it looks like.
I've had that to come up as a warranty.
Yeah.
That's the reason I know.
Yeah.
And so what I did is I went to 2 other houses that had the same one installed, and it was the same. So I verified. So this is the garage entry door, and this door you'll notice is solid compared to the Apollo doors.
Yes.
So the reason for that is it's a fire-resistant door. A lot of fires can and do start in the garages, especially nowadays with electrical vehicles. I think that could be a concern. So by code, we're required to, if this door is let go at this point, it'll shut itself.
Oh, okay.
So it has special hinges, and that's a code requirement, so that has to be like that. My only concern, and what I usually warn people about, is children putting their hands in the door. You just have to be leery and careful of that. So here in the garage, just a couple of features. We had the garage door opener didn't get installed. Obviously it's working. I have 2 remote controls. I'll bring you the final walk for you for that.
Yes, sir.
The electronic eyes here on the sides, these are part of the garage door opener. And there's like a beam that goes across. If you were to hit that and knock it out of whack, then that beam is not lined up, then the door doesn't function properly. So just need to give those their space and be careful of those. Sprinkler control. You have full sprinkler. Everything that has landscaping has a sprinkler. In the grass areas, they pop up. But in the bed areas, like next to the house where it's mulched, those have drip lines. It's a little tube that's buried underneath the dirt. What will happen is eventually you'll see a little piece of brown plastic tube. It's telling you it's time for more mulch with the... So back to the sprinkler control. So right now, run would be the normal position that you would have it in. And if you wanted to see what days you're watering, you go to water days. Right now, we've only been watering 1 day a week because of this time of year. Come springtime, you want to bump that up. Actually, I would go ahead, see where it's blinking on Monday?
Yes, sir.
If I hit the plus, it adds that as a water day. So I'd bump it up to 2 days a week, which is pretty normal for this time. So run times, every sprinkler head can't pop up at the same time, so they have to have stations.
Okay.
So it's in stages. So station 1 is scheduled to go for 10 minutes. If I wanted to add time or decrease time, I could do that real easy. If you press the arrow to the next station, it'll tell you station 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have six stations. And you could adjust the time there. Start time, we have it going off at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's pretty normal for what we do. Day and time. So, of course, off position if you want it off. This little switch here actually is set on bypass. I'm going to put it to on. What that is the rain sensor.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll tell it not to come on if it's raining.
Nice.
Manual, so if you wanted to turn it on and run like one station, you can go manual, go back to run, and it'll run that station. If you go to station 2, it'll run that station, just that one. Now, if for some reason you want to run like the whole system and you want to manually start it, all you have to do is hold that arrow, and it'll come on. Now it's going to go through the whole system. So I'm always available for advice. If there's a question, there is directions here telling you how to do it. There's a map here showing you what stations
where the
and what.
stations are.
But if you ever have any questions, we're willing to help you with that. The one thing that I try to warn everybody about is that program button.
Okay.
If you hit that program button and then you hit another button, you're adding watering day or times. You can end up watering 2 or 3 times a day. So programming button is really just for if you're trying to do some kind of crazy programming. Normally you won't be using that button.
That's gonna be bad for the bill.
Yeah, you'll notice it on the board though. So for the remote control, check this. Trash Days Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
So on the remote control, or the control for the garage door, obviously is open and close it. And then this one here just turns the light on and off on the unit. And then this is a lock. If you lock that, then no remote would work on that. It's just an extra safety lock. All right?
All right.
All right. So, back door used to be in good shape. Come back outside.
Nice size.
It's good yard.
Yes.
So one of the other things that we don't introduce any weed feed type of things to the yard. I will schedule it to be mowed before closing,
Yes, sir.
but is coming up springtime is probably a good time to do a weed and feed treatment.
Yeah.
All right?
So that's gonna be on the owner.
Yes, sir.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't introduce any type chemicals to the yard or the house because allergies. Somebody could end up getting sick from. We just don't do
Or
that.
if they have pets.
Or they have pets, they could. So it's just something that we leave that up to the buyer to determine if and how they want to do that. It's obviously not a requirement.
Yes, sir.
So coming through the living room, it'll take a while. They'll figure out which switches are which. So you got all those in the center. And then this one does nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's pre-wired for a fan.
Oh, okay.
Same in the bedrooms. The bedrooms will have a switch that doesn't work. It's for a ceiling fan. It's already set up to hold the weight of the fan and everything.
Nice.
All right?
Can they, if they wanted to put a ceiling fan, can they ask you to do it, or?
I wouldn't be able to do that without a purchase order type paperwork from my office, but I can refer the electrician number that's on there. So they actually supply our fixtures and do the labor. So you could call the electrical company on that sticker, and they would be able to help you with
Awesome.
that. So one of the things that we do standard on all homes is a system we call the Century Connect. And that's a system where you can hook up to a Wi-Fi system and control the downstairs thermostat and the lock on the front door. And I'll go over that lock with you also.
Yes, sir.
So what we've done is we've ran a low voltage power source to this location because they'll give you a little Google Hub unit thing. It doesn't have to be mounted here, but that's just an option. And
Okay.
we do that standard on all homes. Come
Oh,
over
so
here.
they can have that installed there?
Yes, they can
can
install
have
it
that.
there. So there's a company, Home, I forget the exact name of the company, we just changed. But there's a company that will contact the owner right after closing, wanting to schedule an orientation about that system. Obviously, they can say you switches, you can control and
Yeah.
plugs, all that stuff. That's all, what we do is just install those two
Yes.
things standard. Just a little storage closet,
Mm-hmm.
light switch gonna be inside. Nice full bath downstairs, which is really nice. Got a few green tags for drywall, no big deal. Everything's pretty standard in there. I had a light bulb that was burnt out this morning, I replaced that. So also I went around, I checked, made sure that we had hot water, so hot water should always be on the left, so I went around and checked that this morning. But I would still like to show everybody this. So these faucets are designed so that you could fill the sink and then move it out of your way.
Nice.
So first time I saw one like that, I thought it was broke, but my plumber's like, no, it's a design. Everything's working. Everything's good. So we've got a downstairs bedroom. As I was saying, you'll have one dead switch, and that's for the
The
fan.
fan.
Good little closet here.
Size
Once again, inside all the closets, we do semi-gloss. So if you look, it's actually a more of a pure white color too. The color's a little different than the other walls. Go upstairs and carry the screen with me. We'll replace it while I'm up there. So throughout the house, you're going to have return air vents.
Yes.
As an example in this room here. So that would be return air, and this would be supply air. So air's coming out and air's going in. The AC filter is in the unit in the attic.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're going to have our service do that for them. When they get here, I'm glad to show them exactly how to change that filter.
filter.
It's a pretty simple thing to do.
It's gonna be every 6 months, right?
They want you to check it every 3 months, but a lot of times it's not necessary to replace it then, but at least want you to check it. We don't have a lot of construction going on real close to you, so we're not stirring up a lot of dust. Hall bathroom. So we actually just had our painting crew and our drywall crews going through all of our spec homes. So there were some repairs that we've done recently that's helping it look a little bit better. Just need a little coffee right there. Bedroom, closet. So smoke detectors, you'll have a smoke detector in all the bedrooms. And then if you'll come out here and you look at the one in the common area, these are smoke and carbon detectors.
Carbon monoxide.
Yep. So this would be the attic access. You want me to poke you up in there?
No, I'm good.
Okay. But when the buyer gets here, give me a call. They want, I'll take them up there. So here's the utility room. Washer, dryer's installed. Everything's good. So something else that we have in this area is a water shut off. So this right here, you can turn that valve down and that shuts all the water off to the house. This cap is the cap that we removed from that drain. Right there. We just leave the cap there in case the house,
Okay.
you ever vacate the house for any reason, you could put the cap back.
So that stops all the water from within the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So behind, come in, I'm sorry, behind the door here, let me show you something. So behind the door is the sub panel. So you'll have a main panel outside and then this sub panel inside has all your 110 breakers and then the dryer 220 breaker.
Awesome.
So these are all set up to be safety type switches like a GFIC. So if you ever go to a plug or a light and it's not working, you'd want to come to this location. And if you see something like that where it's out of line, you can tell that it's not lined up, then you need to reset that. To reset it, you can't just turn it back on. You have to go ahead and turn it all the way off and then back on.
Awesome.
That's not something that should occur for no reason. Usually it's like if there's a lamp that has a short in it, sometimes in electrical storms. But if it did occur repeatedly for no apparent reason, then obviously that'd be a warranty issue.
Okay. Nice.
Closets everywhere. Another little linen closet here.
Yep. That's gonna be useful.
This is game room, loft area type room. Couple little areas where we need some drywall repairs, no big deal. Another closet. Pretty big one too, nice storage with a little shelf built inside. Light switch is gonna be on the inside.
Kids can play hide and seek.
Yeah. Master bedroom. So this screen, you can see it's just got some kind of caulking or something on it, so I wanted to replace it. But I want to show you how to do this. So with these windows, if you unlock it, raise it a couple inches, and then there's these little tabs. You push those in, and the window comes like this. So that's how you would actually remove the screen.
If you wanted to clean it.
And I'm gonna put a new one in. And then you just pull the tabs in, close it. Real simple.
Good to go.
You know, when you open it, it makes it easy to clean that window,
Yes, sir.
obviously.
So there's only one filter, right, in the attic?
One filter in the attic. It's called a media filter. It's one of the big wide filters.
Ah, the wide ones.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They're a little bit more expensive, but they certainly work a lot better.
Uh-huh.
So same with the sink here. We checked our hot water, and these are also those faucets that are adjustable. In the bath, there's something I like to show people because it alarms people sometimes. You'll see there's a little bitty hole here, and there's one over here. Those are called weep holes. It allows just for a little air to ventilate through there.
Okay.
So those are not meant to be caulked up or anything.
It's just for to get out the extra moisture.
It just allows it to breathe pretty much.
Yes.
Another linen closet. Then here's the master closet, and inside here we have what we call the on-cue panel. So if you get Spectrum service type cable service, this is where they would hook up their terminals.
So they would have to go up here.
Yeah, so they would need, that's what they'll ask you, do you have the location of the on-cue panel? And that's what that is.
The wife will certainly be happy around here.
Nice closet. What we call a water closet. So something that's a little unique, because the door is going to that glass, we can't have a normal door stop because there's no place to put it, like the little spring.
Yes.
So we do what we call a hinge stop. So what that does, it only allows the door to go so far.
So far.
Yeah. Go down, we'll go out front and I'll show you a couple things. So for the front door lock, so I took a picture of the book just so I could show you how it works. So there's obviously a code, what we call a user code. So there's a little booklet that I'll bring for you at the next walk, 09. So one of the user codes is 6321. 6321. That would lock and unlock the door. So for convenience, if you're leaving, you don't have to do that. You can just hit the name at the top, and that'll lock it.
Okay.
So inside, there's a little panel at the top. 4 AA batteries. So what it will do, let me show you. I'm going to enter the wrong code just to show you the X. So if you enter the correct code and it does this, puts a red X, it's telling you the battery's going low.
All right.
All right. So one thing I tell everybody is this is for convenience, but if you depend on that and you don't have a key,
The physical key.
you could end up blocked out. I mean, because you don't know batteries are batteries. They're good 1 minute and the next minute they're not.
Yes.
So I would always make sure I had a key. This is really the convenient. Obviously, you know, somebody, because you can control it by Wi-Fi. It's like if somebody's at your house, you want to let in, you can get on the Wi-Fi and let them in.
Okay.
But really, just make sure you have a key or hide a key. Don't let yourself get locked out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm sorry. We're gonna go outside here. Like I said, I'm gonna write on the list to make sure we have you scheduled for a mow before closing. Get everything mowed. Put some paint tags around outside, just here and there. Couple things. So you'll notice next to the driveway, this little white thing here that's called a clean out. That's so that they can get into the sewer drain without digging up the yard.
Nice.
You'll have one here, and then you'll have one out by the street, and then you'll see the neighbors. So these two will tie
Go
into
there.
that one. Correct.
So the already showing up
Yep.
the drain line.
Oh, there it is. So when you start seeing this, it's time for some mulch. One of the issues that we have is we don't install gutters, so the the rain tends to wash out. It's not something where you have to have gutters, but certainly, front gutters, things like that are, nice to have.
Yeah.
So around here, a couple things. So upstairs in the laundry room, there's a pan underneath the washing machine.
Yes.
So it will drain here. If for some reason that thing was to leak, it's going to drain out here.
Okay.
So if you ever saw water coming out of that, obviously there's a problem.
There's a problem.
This is just where the wires go out to control all the sprinkler valves. So you got 6 systems. You'll have 6 little round green valves throughout the yard for that. Hose bib, AC unit. This is the hot water heater.
Oh, so it's a
Tankless? So one of the things I look in here, it's set at 1 and 4. That's the lowest setting. So I'm going to turn that up to where we normally use it, which is at 120.
The temperature for the hot water.
Yeah, temperature. So 120 is the highest setting allowed per code. So we got that up to 120 now.
Oh, okay.
All right. This is just a power switch so that you can turn that on and off. Gate. Gate set up to where you can put a lock on it. Right there. All right. This way.
But what is this, sir? The black
I'm sorry.
black tape.
Oh, that's just, I'll cut that out. It's just a piece of paper they use to spacer.
Okay.
A spacer thing.
So did you do most of the construction here, Sir James?
Yes, sir. I actually started the subdivision. When I started, I built the models, the 3. So this model and then the 2 across the street were also models.
Uh-huh.
I just turned those back to regular houses because we're going to sell them.
Yes.
So yeah, when I came here, it was just a big field. And it's been almost 2 years. And that's why I'm kind of excited that I'm going to the new area. I need a change of pace, change of scenery. So also, I live in Liberty Hill, so I'm going to be half again closer to my house.
Nice.
So it's going to be, instead of an hour, it'll take me 25 minutes to get to work. So over here, inside here is going to be the city meter. Once they hook up their service, they'll come in, they'll actually lock that out because you don't need in there. But inside here is also another water shut off where you could shut the water off to the house here at the street. Inside there is a sprinkler valve, so you could shut off the sprinkler. Inside this one is what's called a PRV valve. That's how they adjust the pressure to the house. They can raise or lower water pressure. Here. Been very windy. We got trash everywhere. The winds have been crazy lately. So here's your main panel. A little lever at the bottom. If you press that up and then kind of pull down on the door, it opens that. So you're going to have sub-feed. This breaker powers all the other breakers. So if they were working on that box, they could shut that off. Main breaker, if you shut that off, it shuts everything off.
Everything else.
Surge protector. We install a full house surge protector on all of our homes. Air conditioning, and then a bath. There's your bath GFIC. So if the plug's not working in the bathroom, you need to come to the exterior and reset that. So we have 2 conduits that we run to the attic. So it's not a code requirement, but it's a city of Round Rock requirement that we run conduits to the attic so that if somebody wanted solar panels, there's something to run the wire through.
Okay.
It's very rarely does it get used. Matter of fact, I don't know anybody that's using it, but that's just something the city requires us to do.
For future.
Yeah. So you'll see they're next door. They're missing the cover for some reason. Probably the wind blew it off. It's been that bad.
Wow.
Anyway, when you get Spectrum service, they'll come and they'll install a box like that in this
Over here?
location,
Okay.
and they will tie the wires in.
Is the Spectrum the only one servicing
I
that?
think so, but you know how it changes, so I think so, but sales should be able to provide you with a list of those people.
All right.
Gas meter location here. All right. And then come back around to the other side of the house. I wanted to show you something. So if you look up high underneath the eave, you see that little white pipe coming down?
Yes, sir.
So that is a drain pipe for a pan that is underneath the AC unit in the attic.
Okay.
So the way we do, you know, AC runs, it makes water, it creates condensation.
Yeah.
So we have that where that drains into the main drain. But for some reason, if that was to get clogged up or whatever, then it'll go to the secondary and go into the pan and then drip out there. So we put that right in front of a window. So if you ever see water dripping out of that, something's wrong with the AC.
It's
It could still be functioning and working, but water's dripping out means there's a problem. Once I'll ring the bell real for you, real quick. Doorbell's working? So what I'm going to add to the list was to mow the grass and to touch up beds. So we'll remulch those beds where it's a little thin over there. So we'll go ahead and touch all those up for you. All right. So I need an autograph today, just saying that we walked through the house, and then we meet. And then what day's your closing?
On the 25th?
So we need
Next
to
week?
meet.
Yeah.
We need to meet. What is Monday the 20th? Let me look at my calendar here real quick.
24th?
Yeah, so we're going to need to meet on the 24th for the final walk. Is 8 a.m. good? You want to do it 10? Whatever works for you.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. is good. So, all right.
This is March.
Yep. Today
18th.
is 18th. All right. So I'm going to just schedule this here. So it's going to be 3/24/25 at 8 a.m. And I'm going to give you a copy of this. You have that. And then this is just saying that we have planted the sod. Obviously, I'm just note touch up BEDS. So we're touching up those beds, but other than that, it seems to be in good shape. So just to clarify, your landscaping is not covered under a warranty, but the sprinkler system is.
Okay.
All right,
For how long, sir?
1 year.
1 year.
So we're good.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. I look forward to meeting y'all. I will take time to come and meet you if you give me a call when you get here. And thanks again for buying our home.
Thank you, Sir James.
Yep.